Hey guys. Okay, so it's so beautiful today, but I am doing a video on how to get the job at your local Journeys shoe store. I'm going to try to get as much information in this video as possible. I am going to class later on today, or actually in like the next hour, so I can't spend too much time, but I did want to get this video in because I think that it's beneficial. And when I was trying to get the job there, because I don't work there anymore, but when I was trying to get the job there, I didn't really feel like I found anything that was very helpful. So it was an idea that I had, and yeah, so I'm gonna tell you guys how I got the job at Journeys. Um, so, uh, I got the job at Journeys. Okay, Journeys is located in our mall. Our mall is a very small location, very small town, and I wanted to work there since I was in high school, but I had never really applied or anything like that. When I applied for the job, I remember I went into the store and I spoke to the manager. Um, I told her that, I had applied, I wanted to work there, blah, blah, blah. So she told me to go online and do the application online. So I went online, I did the application online, and then I called into the store. Like, you have to call. Like, if you want the job there, one thing's for sure is that you have to literally bug them. Like, you have to go in there, you have to have, develop some type of relationship with the people that work there, because the type of job that Journeys is, like, the people that work there are really like a team, like really like a family type of thing. So you don't just want to try to get the job there and you're not even really connected to the people. And you don't necessarily have to go in there and buy anything or anything like that. But just go in there, be friendly, talk to everybody, talk to the people who work there, just kind of develop kind of some type of just overall standard relationship with them, so then they at least know your name, know when you call the store, know you. So I went in the store and I talked to the manager, and I had a couple conversations with her. I saw her twice before actually doing the application. And when I did the application online, I called into the store and I basically was like, I did my application, blah, 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 it's done, it's online. So yeah, she was like, okay, we're going to review your application and then we'll kind of just give you a call back or something like that. I think after that call, I waited for about a week and a half, probably. And then I called into the store, and I would ask questions like, hey, what's up with my application? And she would say that they're still reviewing applications. And I would kind of call periodically. And I kind of did bug them a little bit, a little bit. So you have to call, you have to call in, you have to actually make it a point that you do want the job and you do want the position. Otherwise, there's a lot of people that are applying for Journey stores. They're not going to just seek you out unless you have maybe some type of experience in a field that they are interested in. Your experience will also help you a lot too, with retail experience, salesperson experience, because you are going to be selling shoes and you are going to be on the floor, and they do kind of expect you to be very interactive. So if you have a lot of customer service experience or experience just kind of dealing with people, then you might get the job a lot more than someone who's never had a job and has no type of experience, because once you get to working there, it does become very competitive. It's kind of a job that, is kind of competitive. So basically they had called me for an interview, and the manager called me for an interview. So I went into the store probably the next day or 2 days after, and they were very lenient on when I came in. The timing, at least with my store, didn't really matter. She was very lenient, very open, okay, well, whatever works for you, pretty much. So I went in and I did my interview, and I remember I sat there for a while. If you have any facial piercings, like septum, anything like that, I know I had my septum down when I did my interview, and that's why I loved my Journeys job so much, because like I could literally just be myself. So be yourself, you know, just be yourself. It's not like a suit and tie type of job. If you've ever been into a Journeys, I think it's pretty like obvious it's not a suit and tie type of job. I feel like this is really high. Okay, just tweaked my camera a little bit there. But yeah, basically when I went to my interview, I was wearing kind of like, I was wearing a sports bra that was like bright blue, and then on top of my sports bra I had like a Nike, like it was like a muscle tee, and it was like cut out to where you can kind of like see the blue of the sports bra, but you couldn't see the sports bra, but just like the sides and maybe a little bit of the top. And then it was like spaghetti strap, not spaghetti strap, but just kind of like thick strap muscle tee down. And I was wearing kind of like destroyed jeans, but they went all the way down to the bottom, and they were boot cut destroyed jeans with some Sperry's. So that was what I was wearing. Very casual, conservative, not doing too much, not showing too much skin, very, very laid back, but still well put together, I think, with the shoes, because I don't even really wear my Sperry's unless I'm doing something like that. So yeah, just be conservative, be, you know, classy. Don't go in with short shorts, but at the same time be yourself. And also, while you're having these conversations with the people that work there, also analyze how they dress and kind of try to like evoke that type of style, because the way that they dress in the store is literally how everyone dresses or is allowed to dress. I know my store was kind of like, I don't know, the manager, she showed a lot of skin, I'm not gonna lie, but she, you know, I wasn't gonna come to my interview like that. So just speaking as far as the interview is concerned, do not go to your interview looking like Bonquisha, like, girl, no. So what happened after that? So I went into the store and I kind of waited for my interview, and while I'm waiting, I'm talking to the manager, and this is the manager that I spoke to about getting the job, but she wasn't actually doing the interview. The other manager, the other girl, was gonna do my interview for me. So we kind of waited. It was about 10 minutes, and that whole time I was talking, you know, I wasn't on my phone or like standoffish. I was very social, very open, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna work there, you have to realize like this is like a social environment, so you have to be very open-minded. And the people that did work there that had no personality, they didn't last very long, and they did get talked about. So if you're not a social person, beware, because Journeys is a social place. Like I said, it's like a family setup, you know. So the girl finally came in, and for me, like, our mall is so small, because a lot of the stuff that I saw, people said that they had group interviews. I did not have a group interview. That was not how mine was set up. I don't know if it's because my mall is smaller or my store location is like way smaller, but I didn't have a group interview. So you may or you may not have a group interview. If you have a group interview, I don't know how to help you with that, because I didn't have a group interview. I had a single interview. So yeah. Um, But I would still say be yourself, because that's really at the end of the day what they like. They like a very unique individual. But yeah, so she was just like, okay, can you like walk around the mall with me, and like can you go sit on a couch with me so I can like interview you, because there's like, you know, couches in our mall and stuff like that. So she was like, come sit on the couch, and so then I can conduct this interview with you. So we sat on the couch, and she asked me a series of questions, including, let me try to remember, because that was so long ago now. She asked me basically, okay, like, did I know any of the sister stores? And I said no. I actually really didn't know any sister stores to Journeys. I knew like Journeys Kids and like other stores to Journeys, but that was because I roughly did a walkthrough online, which is something you should also do as well before you work for the company. know what the company is about, know their style, know what they sell, get to know some of their brands, try to know a lot of the brands that they sell, you know what I'm saying? And if you're someone who's really into shoes, especially sneakers specifically, because it is a sneaker store, we do sell some heels, or I'm saying we like I still work there. They did sell like heels and stuff like that, that were by the Journeys brand. But I wasn't too familiar with those. I was more familiar with the sneakers. And for me, they hired me, I would say more so because I knew a lot about sneakers, and they actually didn't. They wanted somebody that knew more about sneakers, and I did. But they're going to ask you a series of questions like, do you know our sister stores? Do your analysis. I kind of said I wasn't really familiar with them. I gave them some names from what I memorized from looking online, but I didn't lie about it. I was just like, not really. Like, don't lie about anything. Like, they're going to respect your honesty. Like, Journeys is not like the type of job, like, you have to lie to get it. It's like, no, you're going to get it by being yourself. Like, seriously. So, she asked me, why did I want to work there? And then I had explained to her that, I love shoes and I feel like I'm a good salesperson. She asked me, am I a good salesperson? Am I sociable? How would I deal with a customer in different types of situations, like if they were acting up, or if, how would I sell the shoe? And I told her basically I would ask the customer. First, you have to greet the customer on their way in. The door, greet the customer, be very friendly, don't have your phone out and stuff like that. Assist the customer, have all eyes on the customer, just, general customer service shit that everybody knows, but just like articulate yourself. Because I feel like right now I'm like all over the place, but no, like when I was at my interview, I was like on point. Like I knew exactly like what I was gonna say, all that type of stuff. She asked me, then we got into the shoe questions, like, what do you know about shoes? What do you know about our brands? And they're gonna kind of, I guess she asked me, at least me, I don't know what they're gonna ask you, but she asked me, do you know the brands we sell? How many brands do you know in our store that we sell? And I kind of just went on like Puma, Timberland, New Balance, Uggs, what else do they sell? Like, what else do they sell? They don't have a Nike license or anything like that, which it kind of sucked because I already knew that, but it just kind of sucks that they don't have a Nike license. That's like mad random, but like the general ones are going to be Vans, Converse. Vans and Converse, they sell so much. Like, those are like the main brands that will sell. Like, more than less likely, if there's 10 people that come in the store, probably 8 out of 10 of those people are going to want a Van shoe or a Converse shoe of some type, and then the rest might just be kind of lollygagging around and might buy something like Sanooks or just something like random. But those are like a wide scheme of variety brands. A lot of them are skate brands. A majority of them are skate brands. I think they still sold like DVS. I don't know if we had Etnies. Actually, no. Our store did not sell Etnies. They weren't making that much money. But then there was some type of high request at one point in time to bring them back. But I don't really care about those shoes anyway. So, but I just know they're in the store because I worked there. So yeah, that's like a wide variety of shoes that are in a store, and there's probably like, way more brands than that, but that's the general brands that they have in the store. Vans and Converse being the two most popular, and then Tim's I think kind of following after, because Uggs are more of a seasonal thing, but Uggs are very popular at Journeys. Clarks, very popular at Journeys. New Balances too, I would say they're kind of popular at Journeys because we have very specific designs that are not located at other stores. Hence, if you bought Journeys shoes and you saw a blue tag on your shoe with the hand that said only at Journeys, those shoes like that, brands like that are also very popular at the Journeys stores. So she asked me a series of questions. She asked me about sneakers and stuff like that. And then she went, after asking me the brands that they had, she also went to asking me how I would sell sneakers and what exactly I knew about sneakers. And that was where I kind of had to like showcase, I guess, my skills as far as knowledge on shoe wear and stuff like that. I told her, depending on somebody's job or occupation, what they wear on their feet can affect how they feel. Like, if you're doing a lot of walking around and you want some space in your shoes, I would recommend a New Balance shoe because it has a lot of space. It's very air light. The inside is very cushioned. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very comfortable and comfy. And there's also a lot of very like stylish designs as well. If you are looking for something that is a lot more warmer, compact, that goes all the way up to the ankle, I would recommend a Tim because Tims are really sturdy. And don't leave them out in heat because the bottom will kind of like melt off. That happened to my Tims, like, so that's how I know from like experience. But keep them in cool temperatures, and when you wear them, you're just very secure. If you do a lot of like running or just something activity to where you feel like you want to protect your ankles or something, those are the best shoes because I feel like they're stylish and they're also very sturdy and safe. If you're looking for something a lot more lenient but still goes up to the ankle and has versatile designs that is low and high, I would recommend a Converse or even a Vans shoe because there's many styles and they're also very comfortable, flexible, they break in very easily. And they kind of like your size kind of just conforms to your foot, kind of, sort of. So, like, shoes, there's some shoes that you will buy that will remain a certain shape no matter how much you break them in. They remain like a specific shape. But once you break your Vans in or your Converse in, they're kind of like true to your size more. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And they're also very, very comfortable. They're great running shoes as well. They're great for sports. If you do a lot of sports and activities, you can also get a stylish shoe that is very active friendly because a lot of shoes that are stylish may not necessarily be actively friendly. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if you're looking for really stylish low flats, I would look into the Sanooks because they're also very comfortable, but they cover up the toes and they're very, very cushiony on the inside, but they're flats. Just like general stuff like that. Just like no shoes. Like if you know shoes, that's like a moment where like you gotta know shoes. Like, I don't know, because even the manager that I had spoken to before getting the job there or getting interviewed by the other manager, when we had conversations when I was working there, she actually told me like she really didn't know too much about shoes, but that she just bought a lot of shoes because she worked at Journeys and she got an awesome discount. Which, by the way, the discount is 40%. Yeah, it's 40%. I want to make sure it's not 30%. I think Foot Locker is 30%. I talk to people in the Foot Locker and stuff like that, so like stores knew stuff about each other, but like I know Foot Locker is 30%. I don't want to get that confused with the Journeys one. I think Journeys is definitely 40% discount on all stuff, including socks, the Neff socks, which I bought, Converse socks, like also like socks we sell Neff, Converse. Then there's just like the regular Journeys socks. We also sell backpacks, JanSport specifically, and some small accessories that could be at the front, but that's not really, too important. But like, yeah, socks and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, and then after she asked me like those general questions, she was like, okay, well, thanks for interviewing me. We walked back to the store, we kind of chatted it up a little bit, and then she was kind of just like, well, okay, thanks for coming to the interview, and then I'll just like contact you in a few days. And within, I want to say 48 hours or so, I got a call. I don't know where the video stopped because the camera stopped. But okay, yeah, within 48 hours, I got a call saying that she wanted to hire me, that she loved me, that she wanted me to come to the job. And when I got the job, they had given us a pamphlet, like a paper, basically stating our sales point or like how to sell. Like first you greet the customer, then you tell them to have a seat. If they want to try on some shoes, you go to the back, you get the shoes. They're gonna teach you how to read numbers, how to stock in the back, how to find the shoes and stuff like that. And sometimes you may have to like clean. Sometimes you may have to like put all the shoes back when you come in for your shift and there's been a whole bunch of shoes that people tried on that they didn't want. You're going to have to pick up those shoes and you're going to have to put those shoes back in the back room. So they're going to have to teach you, they're going to teach you to do all that stuff. And yeah, and stuff like that. If you guys want just like a, like, when you work at Journeys, the work etiquette, I mean, I think it's pretty standard. I mean, like, it's pretty just like normal stuff. Like, don't have your phone out, be sociable when a customer comes in there, attend to them immediately. I didn't get to a point working at Journeys where I made like commission. And when you start working at Journeys, I'm going to tell you right now, it is a minimum wage job. You're not going to be making like that much an hour. Like, you're gonna be making minimum wage an hour. Granted, I had a second job working at Journeys, but I still love my Journeys job despite the fact that it was minimum wage, because I just like that it was an open environment, very like open-minded type of people, like non-judgmental. Although at our Journeys there was a little bit of cattiness. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all the story. I will tell you guys why I don't work at Journeys, because I feel like if you watch this video and you're interested in how to get the job at Journeys, it would be very beneficial for you to know why I don't work at Journeys anymore and stuff like that. Yeah, but it would be very beneficial for you to know why I don't work at Journeys anymore. That also plays a huge part in working there and just generally having the job. But yeah, they give you a paper on how to sell and stuff like that, how to sell socks. They'll teach you how to sell socks, which is usually just kind of like adding it onto their order. There are some people that specifically come in there for socks, but then for the most part, you kind of have to like sell the socks. And then we have to make a sales point every single day. But that's just like generally how you get the job. It's just being very nice, going in the store, getting to know the people, being yourself. When you dress for the interview, dress conservatively but still very unique, and understand what is being sold in the store. Understand shoes, have knowledge on shoes, be knowledgeable of the brands that are being sold in the store. Also have some light knowledge on the sister stores, because I'm pretty sure they'll probably ask you that. And be open-minded, and you should get the job just for, being yourself. And yeah, so yeah, that's how I got the job at Journeys when I was working there. And I hope that this was helpful and beneficial to you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video.